Hey Sabado, this is let's save the bees. So I'm gonna do a recording of the typical macro that I put these through. I'm just gonna step away also halfway through, so if it messes up halfway, whatever. So first we'll get past the intro stuff, and then I'll show you first the macros that I use and what the steps are, because I would just press play on the merge and you can't actually see what the steps are. So this way I can show you what the steps are first, and then as it plays you kind of follow along and you can guess at what step it's at. So right now I have it started going through its own macro automatically. If you read it, it says login light mode, just to save some just because I always forget to do that, and then my performance suffers. So this way it opens the game by itself, and then after a couple seconds it's gonna log in and it's going to go to settings and turn on light mode, and then go back to the city view. So this is what I do. I put it on synchronize. Honestly, I could just not synchronize these, the synchronize button, and I just play each one independently. And eventually I might start doing that, because then it would stop trying to all select 3 accounts, select the same mine to mine from, and then I'll mess up. But if it was offset by a bit, then it wouldn't keep finding the same mine, because then the mine I was looking at was already starting to be gathered by one of the other accounts. But right now it's not how it works. So cool. Our first one, sync. And then, so this is the generic one I run. So this is start day mid farms. Again, if I change this to CL15, and then I can get other ones CL15, and this would be the one I always run for the city level 15s. So I have a daily login claim ranking award. So it's gonna claim the login stuff. Then the start day generic, which is a merge. So we'll first look at the start day generic merge, which is this. It's gonna be collect resources, full ruins explore, black market trade, just to sell the resources, lead zombie, heal my troops, and then there's a couple bio collection things, bio command, because those have 5-minute in between each one, so I have to kind of disperse them between the other macros, insert them, so then every 5 minutes or so it does that step. Lines tech, choosing production tree, and then start day daily quest, and that's another merge. So let's first look at this merge. So this is a merge within a merge. So this merge is full ruins explore. So I'll open it in this tab so that you can see, I can follow along. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Is it? Oh yeah, maybe I can't open both at once. But anyway, so let's look at the full ruins. So that's going to be the free biome command, ruins, refugees, with a delay, 70-second delay in between. Ruins academy, 7-second delay in between, and half execution speed. So then for consistency, free biome command again. And then for these wounded things, I've always had trouble having it consistent. Sometimes I'll randomly not select the wounded people to heal, then I'll just get frozen on that screen. But anyways, so wounded at the end, wounded, collect, heal, and help. So I can I help my own farms heal, so then they instantly become healed. That's that one. This one is the reinforce out, visit the island, withdraw my fleets, resource assistance, and also with the free bio and the commands mixed in. Start day daily quests, sell Z-Coin officer, sells the first sells the most cheapest officer. Reset city map city. If you click the city, back to the map to the city, it resets the screen in the middle, so I can go back to being consistent. And then it adds 500 points to the default director, which is now Medici for all of them. I'm Medici. And what else? So that's the start day. Okay, start date generic includes the full Ruins Explorer, comes that, then the daily quest. Start date generic, and then back to the start date mid, which includes the generic. Also harvest and collects resource sale oil. Soon, once I upgrade the depot, I'll have to change this to resource sale to select the steel. Right now it's just selecting the oil by default. So this brings you closer for Road of Legends and just gets you more resources as well. Power ore mining does that. I've unlocked level 3, so I've all these default to level 3. There's the last a bio plus the Saya ability. Monster Hunters, it does it 4 times. I wonder if this is too much. I should. Oh no, it loops it only 3 times. Each action does it twice. Two fleece 3 times, 6 times. So then it uses 60 mobility, which is good because you burn 30 mobility doing the Ruins Explorer. So that puts me around a bit more than 10. Open and claim mail, because I'm gonna just have all these freaking things open. Daily quest rewards, this will collect on my daily quests in a consistent manner. And then TD store, so this does the every Friday, or is it Thursday, I forget, but every week I have to do the zombies infinite manually. I think I do auto, but then I could buy 2 Titan alloys for each of these farms, and this is where I say I might be wasting time, because do I really need to be upgrading Titans on these farms, or not really? These farms should be production, and Titans are not on the critical path for increasing production. But this is just like how far can I get by completely automate? If I can just completely automate it, then it's no skin off my back, right? So what I can't do automatically is these explorations. I could do automatically, but and choose ones that are not optimal. But I do these manually. I could probably make them automatic, because all of them are decent choices. What else is not automatic? Melding, for this daily quest for melding. This can never be automatic because the materials, it can't make the clicks consistent for this one. Everything else, and then buying things from the black market, you want to buy the stuff that's good for farms, and then buying the Z-Coin trade, buying the officers that are good for farms. Those cannot be done automatically, but everything else should be able to do automatically. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to start the recording on this, and then actually I'll stop this recording. Maybe I can merge. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to make it so then it plays on like 4 times speed, so you don't have to sit here for an hour, but because it takes that long to actually get through all those steps. Up here, you can kind of see the step. I'm not sure if I have to mouse over or not. You might not be able to see it. Anyways, start day mid farms. Oh yeah, and then this I have to add this step as well, but this immediate with recall, I need to add that step in, because right now I do it manually in the beginning, and I have ADHD, dude. I can't remember any of these routine things, so I tend to forget that little step even. So if I could incorporate it, I'd be a bit better. And this, I mean, really, I could knock it out right now. Oh yeah, also recruiting troops. I could probably change that to automatic. As you can see, this will be automatic. This can be automatic. These are the same clicks every time. So that I just haven't gotten around to doing yet. But really it would benefit a lot for this to be automatic. Cool. All right, and this is the city to map to city reset. Then it resets here because this is where my macro will start. And I forgot I should. Let me just do it real quick. You can fast forward past this part, but I want to start these upgrades. I usually get these to cool. All right, so we'll start this, and then so this is what I meant. If I could mouse over this, you could see what steps that it's at, but unless I keep coming back and mousing over it, I don't think it updates by itself. Well, I mean, I think you could kind of, if you open up a new tab, you could probably play my video again and see what are each of those steps, and then kind of follow along if you were to want to get that granular. If not, that's fine too. See the claim global ranking. Yeah, I don't think it might have moved my mouse too fast. Let's see if it actually updates this mouse over to the next step. This one's a quick one. It should be done pretty quickly. Nope. This is shake and collect harvest right now, so see that. So free bio command and prime. Anyway, you would notice, and I'll probably sign off in a bit here, but I guess a couple pieces of advice that I noticed as I was creating these on my own. You notice that I'll have a lot of steps all broken down all the way, and while that's playing, I can even pull up. Will I be able to pull up? Maybe not. I can't, because I can't pull up all the. This is a merge within a merge, so I can't pull it so that you could see everything all at once. You can only open up one merge at once. I can't open up this merge as well. Anyways, because most of the meat and potatoes are in here. But one thing you might notice is that I break down every single thing into very small baby steps, and that's better. So then, if there's error and consistency, it's easily corrected. You could pick out that one step and correct it. So each of these is they include one step, and then if it's ruins, I just every single one is individual. They're all merges of the baby steps. So this one, I do one of these, wait 5 seconds in between each. It probably could even be 3 seconds for each one, but that's just to account for if there's some kind of lag, whether it's from your computer's hardware just not being able to keep up or actual internet lag. This will these delays in between these fudge factors will let you have a margin for error. So there's another one, loop count. It's loop count 1, half speed. That's another good one to reduce error for. But each of these are baby steps, and you never want to do all of this in one and then it just doesn't work. And you're like, why does it not work? And you have to watch the macro play over and over and over again until you find out what little spot there was that inconsistency on. Better to have this broken down, because also say I upgrade to 18 and I have to add one more here, right? One more here for the industry explore. Then I now don't have to re-record the whole thing. I just add that one extra step, exact same delay, and it'll just be just the same. So anyways, so I'll leave it at that. I think the rest of it will kind of speak for itself as you follow along. But yeah, no, it's pretty cool. I could share these as well, right? I share them, but you're welcome, because this took me a freaking long time, but this should work for you. Despite your hardware will reduce frames per second, but I think things still are at the same speed. But I have such a margin of error in each one just for prevent lag. Most times it's lag that fucks it all up. And say I'll open the map and then it just lags and the things don't actually load, and then my macros just keep going because I assume it's loaded and it messes it all up. But yeah, I should be able to save these for you and they should work for you. But how do I share them? At some point I'll figure out how to share them. But this will work at, you can see what levels I'm at. City level 15 with 3 fleets. Different things have to be on, like 3 fleets, elite zombie, you have to be part of an alliance with elite zombies, but you're already part of one. Little things like that. TD, the tower defense, you might have to do, but that's a step at the very end that you couldn't, very customizable. You can remove that step if it doesn't suit you, but I put it at the end in case I forgot to do that auto that week, and then it goes to the auto and it messes it up. But if it's at the end, it's not going to mess it up and then ruin the steps afterward. Like I said, this thing's a train and keeps going, and if it messes one step in the middle, it's going to carry on the mistake, and then you'll come back and half the stuff you wanted to do wasn't done. And I never had to catastrophically buy something I didn't want or attack something I didn't want to attack. Never got to that point. But yeah. Anyway, I'll stop this microphone, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. making sure it's still recording. That would suck if it stopped recording. Okay. Alright. And this stuff you see here, this is a almost foolproof way to withdraw 3 fleets, assuming each of those instances have a different number of fleets. Like you could have up to 3 fleets, but only 1 fleet's actually out. That's a almost foolproof way to consistently withdraw any number of fleets between 1 and 3 with only 1 macro. So it looks weird, and it took me a lot of testing to figure out how to do it consistently. Because say your macro is for 3 fleets when you have 1 fleet out, but then you're clicking on like random ass cities or whatever is on that tile, and then you just mess up your macro. But that's one way to. It's worked 90% of the time so far. The only times it didn't work was, say somebody's and honestly I could probably correct this too by changing priorities, but somebody's freaking truck, somebody's fleet will be driving by at that exact instant, and then you click on the truck instead of the city or something. But actually, that's something I could change in the settings. Honestly, that could be my new something to add to the list of things I need to do. Anyways. Cool. I think that appears. Oh no, never mind. It's not done yet. What is it doing right now? All right, so it's still hunting for monsters. I'll let it do its thing. Cool. Now it's done. So, should you fast forward through part of that? That's basically how something like this would work. The improvements I still need to make. So you have start day mid farms. There's going to be another one being maybe end day mid farms or midday mid farms, in which I come back after 10 hours and I press play on it, and it does the troop recruitment and re-recruitment, and then it does the alliance tech. What else does it do? Alliance help. That one is just to help out everyone else. It's not even necessary. Re-recruit troops and then go collect more stuff. That would be the midday. Oh yeah, then also midday black market sell as well. Sell your resources for stuff. So last bits of things I need to do at the end. Right, these are all done. These are all good to go. See, even that alone started causing. See how there's already inconsistencies. So that's why everything is so painstakingly slow, to just avoid those inconsistencies. A couple of these. I have a I noticed maybe my macro isn't correct, but usually I do that and then immediately help my troops to regain them immediately. My troops still do fine, even with some people who are wounded. But yeah. Actually, I've been trying to level. My theory is that I can get a lot more points during kill events if I suicide these troops into my my main. So just before I end the day, I'll choose the more expensive ones. But in the middle of the day, I'll do the 30-minute ones or the level 1 T1 recruits, just because it's a bit faster and I could get more. But here, if I'm not gonna look at it anyways until I wake up, then I could do the longer ones and then have some more of those level 4+ troops I could suicide into my main to get some points that way. Because I'm pretty sure that's how MCA General got so many points. I'm actually positive because I tried it and I was getting a lot of points while still conserving my troop count. So what else? This needs to meld. That always needs to. But as you can see, you can't do this automatically because just this won't work. This one, it sold one of these automatically to check the daily, but I always come here anyways just to see if there's things to buy, and so I already bought these actually. So this is one thing I could at some point I'm gonna stop being so interested in the game and put more and more on automation. This example, I already bought these. Maybe I'll make an automated thing. So then, actually, nah, that's probably fine. But if it's just 10. Oops. Hold on. It's my alarm telling me it's time for bed. It's the ADHD for you. I can't track time of my own. So. Thing is, fuel is good to buy because you could trade fuel for other things. That's really why fuel. Well, otherwise, it's kind of useless. Actually, I'm not quite sure if fuel is actually that good. But then gather bonuses, those are decent. I try to save up for the ones that. Actually, I'm still not sure what's the best for these. Gather bonuses is actually probably just fine, but they're ones that are mineral boost mines, and I think that could be pretty good. Maybe not. What else? Exchange. This one's probably decent. I haven't decided which one's better for this. This one I really don't know. Like I know for my mains exactly what it is, but I haven't figured out what is of most value for farm. So I'm always a bit I don't know. Sometimes this is a more decision making that makes my brain tired. So sometimes it's not even worth it. Sometimes I do need 5-minute speed ups because I notice I'm out of building speed ups because I get impatient sometimes. So I just want to get the other. Honestly, keeping healing might be a better permanent solution. So I don't know. Here, let's go back. What else? I want to show you an example of me creating a macro. Actually, let me first freaking do this before I forget. For these, I noticed that the officer ones, like on your main, the officer ones are the best until at least you've unlocked the load boosts, processing, these skill things, and also once you unlocked armor, equipment armor, which means you have to buy a lot of things at the Z coin shop because otherwise you can't get the parts that you would normally get by hunting for monsters. So I just do this once a day. So I think that's still best value here. And then this, if I see one of these, then usually the higher the number ones are better. You get more value from them. But I just like making bio zombies on the, I don't know if it's actually useful or not, but I have a shit ton of bio zombies and I love it. Just the idea, eventually I could use them to attack and make trap farms and just enable those zombies once people are attacking and they just don't expect it, and have like a stupid strong titan, almost as strong as my main. I need to automate this as well. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Actually, so here's a good let's see what this looks like when it's automated. Well, first let's my first step I need to do is start the mid farm. I'm going to add the like I said, add the withdrawal. So I have all these, so many fucking different things, and it's very add quick recall, because I mentioned that earlier, saying it's important, and it is important. So I'll do quick recall, 5 seconds, 5-second delay. I don't need. That just makes this longer. It's one problem. It takes so long that by the time I start my second one for the next two, I don't know, I'm pretty tired. I want to go to bed, and extends into my bedtime a little bit. So that's how you make a merge. I'm editing this merge, and this is the advantage of making merges is better than one mega one, because especially merges within merges. Because say I wanted to do an edit to this, if I were to just explain that, this allows for maximum configurability. And say if I wanted to delete something, I wanted to delete this because it just was a bad one and I wanted to replace it, if I delete this, it's gonna fuck up the whole macro. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It's compatible, but you have to also don't delete these willy-nilly. Figure out like, what other macro merge is using this one, and that one's a fine one. I had a couple where I turns out they weren't very consistent, and it kind of messed it up. So anyway, we'll give this a test. So this is what I would do for a new macro. The more instances running, the better. So then it gives you more knowledge on what things could be variable. So I know for these dating things already that the variable thing is going to be question time or not question time. And my goal around that is to somehow make a macro so then I can do all the clicks required for question time. I might get the answer wrong, just do the same thing every time without fucking up the other instances. So I could just use this. The goal of the macro is going to be versatile as possible, as compatible as possible, and as simple as possible as well. Those are their good macros. Versatile and compatible, so then it works for a variety of city levels, a variety of situations. And then simple, because the fewer the clicks, the less margin of error, the less random inconsistency you might get. So, and one example of a consistent is Elite Zombies is already done for today. But for a while, I was finding that in the battle, the rewards, whether or not you get 5 rewards or 10 rewards, it will mess up where the OK button was. So now I press freaking example of I know these presses won't actually mess up the macro, but I just do a bunch of presses to make sure I get the OK, whether or not the OK button's over here or over here. So that one macro works for a variety of situations. I think the more higher city level, the more rewards you get. So for a while, these elite zombies will only work for half my accounts, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? It was because it's because the OK button was different because the amount of damage I did to elite zombie was different. So let's see if I could. This one's probably gonna mess up. I'm gonna have to do this later, but I'm meaning to try to do it. So this is called the dating one. So you usually want to click nice and slow. First, you want to close this because you might be selected on Saya. That's the thing. So if you're not, actually, fuck, I already fucked it up. You don't want this because, hold on, because this button on top could be different. This button on top is always different. Before it was the Explorer, sometimes it's the Bio Heal, and now it's the Love one. And if I'm training zombies, doing this would also be inconsistent because it'll say something like speed up. So how do I Consistently go to the bio lab screen. That's the question. And this one, oh, this is what I did for bio and Saya. The same thing, because her little freaking uranium sign would be up here, but that wasn't consistent. It could be sometimes it would be a syringe up here, sometimes it would be a bio heal, sometimes it would be this love thing. So I had to do it. So then I combined. This is always consistent. You would, if you have free times available, you would always go into the biochemical lab to do free stuff. So I might have to. I have a couple of free bio onlys. I might have to change one of the free bio onlys into bio plus dating Lucy, because this is going to be inconsistent. But if I were to do it actually, for the sake of argument, let's pretend I was actually doing something, or actually doing I'm a bit tired. Actually doing a macro in which I thought about doing that, so then I had one free thing available so I could actually do this test. Oops, see, they already saved macros. This is what it would look like. Okay. So we record new macro, multiple instances running, just maybe even one with my main. That's a bit excessive, but that just reduces variability. I'm sorry, I'll start over, because otherwise the macro will wait for 8 seconds for no reason. So say we're doing this, pretend for argument's sake. And in real argument's sake, I'll recommend you close this, because sometimes if you're selected on Saya, then like if you're like doing this, then it'll fuck it up. It won't. You have to make it so then, no matter which one you might be selected on, first go back to baseline. So this is baseline. Then you select on this bitch right here, intimacy, date, skip. Okay, so that was a bad example where I wish I had a question time, so then I could figure out how to click through the question time without messing everything else up. But if pretend if that was a simple macro, that would be macro, right? And I'll be delete this, because I will delete this. This is the Lucy date test, right? And then if I were to and this is an example of what happens when a macro messes up, because this will not work properly because that thing is not there anymore. So our press play is going to redo what I just did. Like slow, like, you know, pauses and all. So sometimes I'll play it normal, and then I'll when I actually put it in a merge, I do a half speed like you saw. But anyways, you want to make sure you do the macro right and you're not zoning out or whatever, because then it could slow down your whole thing. My whole macro is over an hour long. I would like to make it a bit faster. Probably I might cut out some of those hunting zombie things just because it just takes too long. Anyways, and boom, and then this pops up when you're done with the macro. So that's an example of macro that's not going to work. I see that there people are saying killing a boss. I think there's some kind of what the fuck, Doom's Eye and Grip. Here we go. And so this is something that I will make a mini macro for, and this video is going to run long, so feel free to, once you get enough info, you know, you could just keep going. But Iron Fist event, and here's an example of a kind of a mini macro where it puts, and really I could do 2 fleets. I should do 3 fleets to just save me a little bit of time. Otherwise, it's just these things just take so long, and I get annoyed. But I get so much. It could be way longer if I'm doing it manually. I'm just trying to squeeze out every bit of optimization as I can. So this, you notice that Doom attack screen bottom. Sometimes this Doom button's over here. Sometimes it's over here. So this is what I talk about compatibility or versatility. Doom attack screen. Oh no, it is. Doom attack screen bottom, and this is second from bottom. Okay, no, it is second from bottom. My bad. So this I have to put in second from bottom. Selects that. Do 3-second delay. Settings. This does it 4 times. Repeats it 4 times. I want to repeat it 5. I haven't figured out if this included repeat 5 times, as in this times 5, or 5 additional times, which will fuck it up because I can only do this 10 times, right? Heal, request heal, 30 seconds. That's This should be fine. We're gonna do 35 seconds. 15 seconds there, 15 seconds back. Yeah. If this heal thing fucks up, if a fleet comes back while you're in the heal screen, it fucks it up. So it's very irritating. Oh, this is on full speed. It should probably put it on. Dude, it's gonna take so long if it's gonna be. Half speed's more consistent. All right, 2 fleets. Let's. Oh, I did do 3 fleets. Fuck. Okay, yeah. 3 fleets, 3 seconds, loop count. Nope, it's fine. What was I thinking of loop count? Half speed here. I was referring to loop count as here, so I can't have it repeat 3 times and do it one last time manually. Save. Cool. And 3 fleets is automatic at 1/3 each. So now let's see. Oops. Update. Let's see if this works, because I haven't actually done it. The past couple times I had to do it, I had to do a lot of like manual tips and tricks. So let's see if this works. Iron Fist Doom. Yeah. What in the fuck? Okay, so see, that's some fucking horseshit right there, because I swear to God it was not at the bottom. So I'm gonna, or maybe it's because I totally dragged it. I was scrolled through it a little bit, didn't I? So let's put in Doom attack bottom, right? It was at the bottom. Here's the ADHD working against me. I'm pretty tired, so update. Doom Iron Fist. Let's see if this works. There, yeah, so I did do bottom, so that's good. Ah, crap. So this is where I fucked it up too. So I have to collect this first one. Oh, that's very annoying. I always forget about that. That's fine. So let's see if it let's see if it works. Because I'm gathering power ore, so it's gonna do that fucking every single time. The first time I start. So I want to change the macro so it burns through that first. Like it presses OK, so I don't forget every time, because it's very annoying. I would like to just set it and forget it. That's fine. That's something for another day. So instead of falling into the trap of wasting time on farms, I fall into the trap of trying to over optimize, because I'd love to just have it completely automatic. The idea of that, I'll just obsess over it for a while, and it becomes its own type of time sink. But you know, it's fine. Anyways, I'll put myself back on mute. That doesn't seem right. I should have waited for longer, shouldn't have. Okay. Hold on, I believe I did a 35-second delay, didn't I? That was not a 35-second delay. Oh, what the why did that happen? Okay, clearly because the problem is I want all the troops to come back by the time I'm doing that healing step. Two times. That's irritating. It's kind of fucked it up now too, so I can't do a set and forget like I wanted to. So next time I record this dang thing, I'm gonna do I'm gonna hit the OK first, and then it can get to this attack screen easily. I can figure out a good way to do that. I keep forgetting though, because once you do that once, you don't have to click that notification again. Anyway, so this shows you a bit of the trial and error of what macros can be. I don't know. I could drone on for this for hours, so I don't want to go too far. But yeah, this is how you would do it. And then, but this is if you're going for production farm, this is unnecessary, because this is not a strong Titan does not make you produce any more stuff. But this is more of like a because I can make it automatic. Then why not try to make a battle farm? Like most people need to do put a lot of time in to make that battle farm because of you can do stuff like this to make that strong Titan. I wouldn't recommend investing in officers because that makes your troops strong. Your goal isn't to have strong troops. Your goal is to have because that kind of defeats the purpose of the trap. Trap farm's kind of gone away now because in the past, for kill events or for frenzies, you don't get points for killing Titans, and now you saw in the last kill event you get 20,000 per Titan kill or per warplane kill. So basically, you were able to get kills on other players because they could kill your Titan eventually, but you can get a lot more kills on them than they can on you. So but now Titans do count for points, so that's a bit of a downside. This should be a 30-second delay. 35 seconds. Actually, it's unnecessary. I could have done it in a little bit less, probably. Anyways, it's I did the wounded, collect wounded, heal, help, and then request help, and then help myself. And then the idea is that these are all good to go for at the end of the next macro. I could collect those troops. Sometimes the heal time is longer than why I could instantly help myself to heal, so that's why I can't instantly collect. It's better to wait till the next iteration to collect. Completely eliminates inconsistencies there, unless it is a fringe case where I have so many things I have to heal I can't collect. So, what was I saying though? But trap farms stopped being a thing because now you lose points if your Titan is killed, or you give away points if your Titan is killed. I don't know. Still having a strong Titan, I think it's fun. I think I might be in void situations against another nation where it's purely just how many points does a nation total get versus the other nation. I think if my Titan is strong enough, I'll be able to get more points than I would have given away with my Titan being killed. Also, another thing I like getting zombies on these, because for zombies you can get max level zombies, and if people attack you, you don't necessarily lose them. And in kill events or frenzies, you could just turn off Titans or turn off zombies joining the defense, so that way you aren't having given away points. But once in a while, I could turn those suckers on and freaking sweep probably kill a lot of if they're just trying to hit your farm for resources. You could randomly turn on your zombies and just watch them slaughter things along with your Titan. Because I think your Titan can't join in battle unless they have 5,000 troops also to join in, and I believe those troops, Titans count as troops as well. Excuse me, zombies count as troops as well. I haven't tested it myself to attack my own farm with completely deserted, except for 5,000 zombies and turning on those zombies. I haven't tried that myself, because a lot of times zombies don't count as troops. Even seeing in your fleet size, zombies don't count as troops. So I don't know if 5,000 troops that needed to be in the city for the Titan to join in the defense, I don't know if zombies are included in that. But anyways, trap farms are going away, but having a strong Titan, I don't know, it still might be a fun idea. But for production farm, this is completely unnecessary, but can get your farm kind of strong if you want a strong battle farm. Because besides that, I'm not really quite sure what battle farms can do for you. I haven't seen them in action. Besides, maybe you could save up speed ups on your farms, and then join the real alliance can take in the farm account, and then you could just use all your speed ups. And you do have a Titan in there that could give some kills, like sure. Besides that, though, I haven't really. Like, what else could a battle farm do that? Like, when would it be useful? And I can't quite answer that question yet, but because I haven't had the experience in Frenzy or Void. It's not a trap farm, so then people are attacking your farm and you could just wreck them. Like, okay, that's how does that benefit you though? Because in a kill event, you're giving points to your farm, but like, okay, this doesn't benefit your main account. In a frenzy though, against another nation, since all the points are shared by the nation, like could be helpful. I don't know. This makes it kind of. I haven't thought about it yet. So, anyways, is this still going? No, it stopped. So repeated twice. So that means it does not include itself. It appears. So I think I might have one more attack. Yes, that's correct. So cool. So in theory, I could do this first thing. Select you have troops outside your city, and then press it for press play on that macro. Use the macro for the remaining 9, and I could do that for my other two farms because I can't run these all in tandem. My future goal is to get more RAM, so then I could run all these at once because I think I'm RAM limited right now. I could be CPU limited. I don't think so. My graphics card is decent. I don't think it's graphics limited. I think it is RAM limited because I only have 16 gigs of RAM. My motherboard's pretty old as well, so honestly, I think if I have to upgrade my motherboard, that would also be helpful. Anyways, there you go. So now this farm is done for the day. And a lot of different things I could do a bit better with this. But that's for another day. I'm upgrading all my zombies here. You can see I have that many zombies already. So this is cool. I have a secret weapon here that I might never actually use. I'm upgrading my refinery stuff. Cool, shake. That was automated. And then finally, this step, which this one could be automated, but it's honestly, eventually, I think once I have enough resources and I stop caring what resources I actually get, I might make this more automated. Actually, I'll first do. These have limited seats. So this is what I mean. It's selecting the same one, so I can't make this automated because it will fuck up. So if I were to just see, so I have to research for one. Then research for one, and now I see it's cool. And then I could do this 50%, right? And then this one, raise 3 out of 5, so I want to choose something different. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? I like having all my shit going to the same place. That's fine. I'll just do these two. And then for this one, pause sync. I'll find another normal mine to go to. Oil. I like having these all kind of a similar level of resources. So then when I do these synchronized upgrades, they can all do the upgrades. Another piece of advice I give is you should save. See, look at that. I got 2. How did I get so many more of these from just weird? Oh, but maybe by help alliance contributions, and also, and I'm not alliance help. That's one of these, so maybe that's how I got more points. I recommend saving these growth ones. Don't click them when you have them. So then, first of all, they can't get raided. It's like having a extended depot, and also when you're like, man, I'm short 10k. Instead of using your fast use crates, you could just burn through some of these. The biggest thing for this is it can't be looted, so just like having a bank of more resources you can use. That was important back when my farms would get looted more often because I didn't have the protection of the alliance. I'm not sure how that became. So, but this clears the mail. If you're freaking that bugs you. Cool, and that is that for this. And this is where I start wasting time because I'm like, did I forget anything? No, I didn't forget that. Did I forget this? Usually I buy the first one just because it's not that expensive. power pump. You always want to buy power pump, circuit board, and freaking one more. The first three in the materials are the most rare, and I think they're also used for building that armor. But in general, you always want to buy them even in your main. If you see a power pump, circuit board, or no, it's bugging me. Power pump, circuit board, or console. Those are the rare ones that literally every single thing needs. Every single type of equipment needs it. Cool. What do you say? Yeah, it'll be dope. Yep. Well, I don't know if I'll just submit this raw, but I might. It's such a big file. I might just submit it because I'm too lazy to otherwise edit it. Eventually, if I'm trying to make more content, then this would be a good thing to edit to show people how BlueStacks would work. And I'll mixed in with a bunch of random devices as well. Anyways, yeah, I'm trying to get these all to 15. I'll try to get all of them to 15 or get close. Maybe the houses are next to help with this level and help that resource gain. That's really these increased by 1% each, not that 2% this one, but 5% gather speed boost is very nice. Every time I raid my own farm to get the resources, I freaking kill the refugees. So I get them back because I have this automated ruins thing. So yeah. So besides the upgrading the production, you want to upgrade these doomsday recovery things. Figure out same thing. I don't claim these until the end, just so then these are not raidable. It's good if I just missing onesie twosies. I could freaking get it from here. This wants me to update the depot, so I'll have to do that. I don't know what's afterward. But around level 16, and you know this too, level 16, it stops you complete a doomsday plan. Generally, you want to keep the depot low level so you could raid your own farm a bit more. Actually, I'm starting to think that, I mean, I have to raid this to 14 anyways, but I'm starting to think that a little bit higher depot level is better because then I accidentally raid my own farm too much and I can't make upgrades. For example, research food gather costs like 1 million oil, and I barely had enough. And having a bit more of a depot will allow me to do these upgrades along with recruiting troops without freaking going to 0 if I'm at the bare minimum default depot. I don't know, a piece of advice that people always recommend: keep the depot level low in the farm, that I don't quite agree with because of those cases where it's like, man, I really wish my depot was a little bit higher so I didn't raid my farm to absolute 0. I always have enough for me to do the necessary upgrades. Cool. And then 15 is good for steel, and then 20, you get to 20 if you want to start getting minerals. So after everything is all good, maybe I get a couple more farms going. I plan to get to upgrade these to 20. And then I think the nice part is once you have a couple farms, getting more is easier because you could raid your farms with that farm. Because getting to 15 took a long time because I just didn't have the resources. But now, the more farms you have, the more farms you can make just from being able to raid yourself. So, a random ass fishing master, and I don't know. Let me do this, and then I'll do this video. Cool. All right. Well, hope that was helpful, man. Get started on the next. Do the same thing again for the other one. And then I could actually test out how the instant withdrawal, the quick recall ability works as a new addition to the macro. Other things I want to do, yeah, like I said, to make this end day mid farm to be quick recall, collect, shake the screen to collect, to harvest this thing. What else? Alliance Tech, black market sell. And then recruit troops, recruit the zombie, actually maybe just recruit troops because zombie is inconsistent. If you don't have enough biofuel, then it might get stuck on that step. And then I would like this to also do mining as well. I could just offset these by a little bit. So instead of syncing it all on one, I could just do one, wait 30 seconds to do the other one, wait 30 seconds to do the other one. So that way, the mines that they find when they go into the Explorer screen, it's not going to be the same mine and get all jacked up. Maybe, I don't know. But first things, I can automate at least a lot of the stuff I do in the middle of the day. So then it's just less of a mental load because there's so many different things to press, so many different buttons. It gets pretty overwhelming in my opinion. All right, man. Hope this was helpful. Yes. Sure, there's a keyboard shortcut. Here we go. Stop.